If you look at your load notes for all the factors that influence temperature, you should be able to pretty much see how they make sense if you look at this map. Okay, start with latitude. This red line here in the north is probably around 48 or 50 degrees north latitude. So the equator is 0, the North Pole is 90. The higher the number is, the farther you are away from the equator, so it's going to be cooler, generally speaking. Example, Florida is farther south than Ohio, so Florida is warmer. It has a lower latitude number, it's closer to the equator. Here in Ohio, we're right around 41 degrees latitude, so we're kind of a Goldilocks state. It can be really cold in the winter, but then it can be really warm in the summer. And the spring and the fall are kind of moderate. Okay, look at the O for ocean currents. If you live on the East Coast, you're going to get the warm Gulf Stream current coming from the equator, which flows all the way along Florida, up past Maine, and over in towards Europe, actually. And you're going to have more moderate, so not too hot in the summer and not too cold in the winter. You're going to have more moderate temperatures because of the Gulf Stream. If you're on the west coast, the California current starts at the North Pole and comes past Alaska and down all the way along Washington and Oregon and California and western Mexico. Even though it's still warmer in Southern California, they have more moderate temperatures than someplace at the same latitude. Okay, for the A in altitude, there's only a few places in the United States where you're going to have an elevation high enough up where it'll actually affect your climate. In the Rocky Mountains out in the west, and in the Appalachian Mountains in the east. If you're several thousand feet up, then it can make a significant difference in the temperature based on people who are real close to that same location, but not as high in the mountains. And the general rule is every 1,000 feet you are above sea level, it's about 3.5 degrees cooler than a sea level temperature close to there. And the last one, distance from water, very similar to ocean currents. If you're along the coast, you're going to have more moderate temperatures. Water takes a long time to heat up, but it holds heat for a long time. So that's why even in the fall and winter, it's not as cold in Washington and Oregon and California along the coast, or as cold in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Connecticut, Massachusetts, or Maine along the coast, because the water is still holding heat from the summer. Also, if you live near the Great Lakes, that's a large enough body of water that it can keep your temperature kind of moderate too. If you see this big black rectangle in the center, generally speaking, that's where you're going to have really extreme temperatures in the United States because you're far from water. It could be really hot in the summer, and there's no cool air coming off the water to cool you down. Or it could be really cold in the winter, and there's no warm air coming off the water to heat you up.